Alright guys, what's good with y'all? I think it's been like over a month since my last tutorials, I guess. It's been even longer when I consider how long it's been since I did FaceTime, but we're here, we're up. So I'm gonna do something no one's ever done before, 4PF tutorial, something super unique. But for real, we're gonna break down like a more unique, I guess, 4PF sample. Even with that's kind of a cliche at this point. I mean, you can see just scroll down, unique 4PF sample has a bunch of tutorials like that too. This is still keeping like 95% of the DNA of 4PF sample and just like spicing it up a little bit, like a little easy tricks to make a generic 4PF kind of melody into something a little more saucy. So yeah, I'm gonna show you guys how to do that. So yeah, let's get it. This is what everything sounds like all together. So for this first melody, I used Noir Pure from Contact. It's a really good bank for Contact piano. It's probably my favorite Contact piano. I just use this in keyscape pretty much all the time. So yeah, and as you can see, super simple, just like minor bass notes here, and kind of like a simple triplet pattern that's like going up and down. This is 146 BPM, so it's kind of fast for triplet, but it's not too fast that someone couldn't rap on it. So it's like just about where you'd want it at like max. So what I got here is like the most generic, I guess, 4PF bass line, where you have the bass note here, and then you go down by 4, and you go down by 5 for the last one, which is like in a ton of baby songs too, so it's pretty common. Yeah, I'm just let this play. So yeah, super simple pattern. The preset gives it some reverb of its own. That by itself isn't unique at all. That's a super generic little baby kind of piano, you feel me? But when I add the effects, then it gets a little more, I guess, unique. I'll show you that right now. So yeah, same MIDI, basically. I just added some effects here. Just these, really simple. So yeah, the main one is obviously gonna be Shaper Box right here. I've got this space pad preset, so Shaper Box pretty much just does all the work for me. It's not too much to do here. Space pad is from I believe the Fluid Flow bank, I suppose, by Shaper Box, like the factory presets. And yeah, man, it's really good. Go get Shaper Box if you haven't already. Telling you, man, shit's fire. Then effect track. This is a really common one for me to put on little baby melodies. It's just basically an echo. That's like a delay, but it's reversed, so it sounds really smooth. If you turn the mix down a little bit, it sounds pretty like ambient and stuff. So that's like my go-to delay for like these little baby kind of patterns, and it makes the piano sound more unique, like pretty much every time. So yeah, just go for that. And then I got a little bit of reverb on top. So then I got some ambient strings here. They're not doing anything crazy. You just see one note played, every 2 bars here. So I'm gonna show you what that sounds like. Yeah, so on, just like a little accent. Show the effects I put on them. So I guess the main one is the Shaper Box, which essentially makes it swell up. So I think I went through this in my Memphis tutorial, first tutorial on this channel, by the way. Go check that out. But yeah, it's like a little swelling kind of effect. It's pretty like linear, but it still sounds like smooth with all the articulations from Contact. Yeah, the bank is Strings of Winter, and I use the tremolo articulation right here. So yeah, I got Shaper Box on there. I like to stack my delays. I got this delay right here on this time at the cutoff set here. I turned to ping pong all the time so it sounds cool, because it just means the panning goes back and forth a little bit. Then I got this one right here. So 2 of them right here. This one's turned down a little bit, but yeah. Then this, because Strings of Winter doesn't really recognize, at least my version doesn't recognize velocities, so I just use some volume automation to kind of randomize the volumes a little bit just to make it sound a little more realistic. Then finally I got this EQ right here, so yeah, it just turns down pretty much most of the high end here. I boost at like 3K, and then yeah, pretty much leave it at that. Cut out the low end here. There's not too much low end anyway, just there just in case, and some reverb. And yeah, I forgot to mention I got RC20 on all these melodies. Use the settings, pretty subtle. I guess I got the reverb turned kind of high, but yeah, it's pretty subtle. Then I've got this choir right here. Choir just plays this really simple pattern. This goes up from G sharp to C sharp for second part. I'm gonna show you what that sounds like. I'll get into the effects. Alright, cool. So the bank I used there is from RohXO. It's my go-to choir plugin. It's crazy. It's by the same people who made Bach and Ethnic. Familiar with that? Yeah, it's fire. So usually what I do is, since I have to open a new instance, my settings aren't saved, so I always close these two, just because it's pretty intense sometimes. Yeah, pretty much leave it at that. Then for the effects on here, I got, yeah, just these reverb, decent amount of reverb, quite a bit. Same two delays from the strings. I have it set on this time instead of before. This one's pretty much the same. I just have this cut off a little higher. I just wanted it more in the mix, I guess. Then pretty similar kind of EQ here to the last one. I didn't boost at this point this much, but yeah, I cut the highs like kind of like a little bit. I cut the highs a little bit here. Then cut the lows. Just normal, kind of cut the lows there. So that's what's it pretty much. So yeah. Alright, then I've got the bass pattern, like a simple synth bass, just follows the root notes. Instead of going low, I went high because it gets like a little too low and muddy down here. So that's what this sounds like. Okay, so that is the Growler Moog bass from on this here. It's like my go-to bass for like any kind of ambient kind of sound I'm making. So yeah, since this was more aggressive, I didn't put an EQ on it or anything on it really. Normally I chuck an EQ on there to clean it up a little bit, but since this is like a harder kind of melody, I just left it as it is. So it kind of like swells into that more distorted kind of point, like sometime here. So that's pretty cool. Last thing I did essentially was just reverse the piano right here, and that's always a really cool effect. It's pretty common in like a lot of 808 Mafia tracks, and just like gives this like evil kind of ambience to your songs. So I'll show you what that sounds like. So yeah, pretty much all I do for those is I take this, I make unique, reverse, and then I'll pitch it up, and then I'll add whatever effects I want to add to it. So for this one, what I added was vintage verb, I got a little EQ on there, and then finally added pancake just to make it sound a little more mixed, so it pans left to right. And yeah. Alright, so since I haven't already made drums on it, I'm gonna just, cook up a little bit, just put some drums on it. I forgot to mention that I also have like a pitch down version, which is also in the sample of the main piano. Just gotta mention that. Same thing, no extra effects, just pitch down, that's it. So yeah, and I already cut out the lows of 200, so I pretty much do that for every beat. So yeah, let's do it. Let's do these cuts. Shorten that a little bit. And yeah, we're gonna get triplet for this too, so let's do that. Yeah, set it on third beat, you're good. I just used a preset to throw a bunch of reverb on there. A little mixer preset from the kit plug, which I've been using for years, but it's pretty fire. So, oh, and you know, all my loops come with MIDIs, so be sure to use them, man. They're there for you to use. No reason not to. This loop is gonna be in my upcoming Mafioso kits, 808 Mafia themed. I thought this was like a little more like 4PF kind of stuff, but yeah, threw it in there too. I thought it was still a good loop anyway, so. Yeah, throw an envelope on there just to have it cut off. And yeah, kick's optional, but I'm gonna throw a kick in there. It's the rack kick. Alt K to have everything on C. And yeah, delete a bunch of these kicks just so it's not like too overwhelming. Just get an open hat, like that crunch, you know. First of all, yeah, I boost all my, everything that's not the 808 and kick, I boost using this clip tool. For the 808 itself, I just boost it straight, no clip. And yeah, just a little bounce snare for, bounce. I'm gonna add a little perk just for some ambience. And this is also definitely optional, because the beat could be done right now, but probably the last thing I'll add. Need to tune it, so. Remember to tune your perks, guys, that's pretty important actually. I think a lot of people sleep on that, but if it's more of a tonal perk, you gotta tune it. Yeah, the beat's pretty much done. I just gotta mix it now. So I might as well explain my master. A lot of people just ask about my master all the time. Like, what do you put on the master? I mean, it's super simple. I guess a little more than like just the soft clipper, which I know some people do. Almost same. So right here, boom. Got a little EQ just cutting out at like 27, 28 or something. Yeah, the lowest of lows, like some frequencies that like you won't hear, you won't need. It'll just muddy up the sounds. Just get rid of that. No reason to complicate it. I got these on off, like sometime later. Edison was just to check like the something. Forget Edison. Okay, soft clipper at the bottom, default settings. Nothing crazy going on there. I've seen people tweak them, but I'm good with that. Once I fully finished mixing everything, I add this EQ, and then I add this limiter with these settings. Right now it's off, so it's doing all this weird shit. But yeah, pretty much these settings. And for this to work, you need to leave some headroom right here, so it doesn't like. So right now it's hitting right at 0, so it's too much right now. So what I'm gonna do now is lower everything by like 1.5 dB, I believe, and it'll sound way better, I think. So yeah, hold up. All right, and then now I'll put on these and it'll sound like a lot harder, so. So yeah, it's a little more louder and crunchier because of the EQ and the limiter. Honestly, the soft clip is still the most important thing. Just always have that on. There's no reason not to, really. So yeah, I always throw that on. I always start at the bottom, so it affects everything on top. So yeah. Alright, so now I'm gonna arrange everything. So yeah. And yeah, that's pretty much the beat. All I really did was add these little transitions here. I made the bass just cut itself instead of the envelope, just so it's a little less awkward at this point where the hook ends and the verse starts. So pretty much it. Oh, and I brought back the envelope for this part so it doesn't like interrupt the bass right here and the two frequencies don't clash. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, that's a 4PF beat. You know, the shiver box pretty much steals the show. That's what makes it unique, and the reverse piano to some extent. Yeah, that's a unique 4PF beat, a little bit unique at least. So I mean, yeah, fuck the loop side. You know what I'm saying? I'm back to doing these tutorials. If you got something unique you want me to do, like something different, like my beat selling guide, or you know, like my art tutorials, let me know in the comments. I could just keep doing these, up to you guys. Whatever you want to see, I'm down for. So this is gonna be in my upcoming Mafioso kit, this melody. It's gonna be coming out on Saturday, so go fuck with that. All 808 Mafia theme, Southside, RohXO, TM88 kind of stuff. I got a bunch of 4PF kits released a while back. Those still fire. You gotta check those out too. I think there's a lot of unique melodies on there, a lot of emotional stuff, which I think a lot of people sleep on from Lil Baby. But yeah, I mean, loop side, tutorials, kits, placements, all that stuff. Just keep it locked. See you guys.